Hello, third grade. We are going to continue looking at different types of landforms. We are now up to 8 different kinds of landforms, I believe, and we are going to look at 2 more today. So let's go ahead and review what we've already learned. We learned that mountains are created by plates forming together. Hills are created by rock and sand building on top of each other. Mesas are wide, tall mountains that have a flat top. And buttes have a flat top, but they are very narrow. Valleys are an area between mountains that is really wide and deep. And canyons are areas between mountains that are narrow and normally have water running through them. Islands is a piece of land that is fully surrounded by water. A group of islands is called an archipelago, and a peninsula is a piece of land that has 3 sides covered by water, and one side is connected to a larger piece of land. Today, we're going to look at swamps and deltas. Swamps are wetlands with trees and plants. Swamps form near rivers or lakes when the water overflows and floods the land. Deltas are wetlands that form when a river empties into a large body of water. As the river flows, it picks up dirt and rocks and drops it where the river empties into the large body of water. So let's look at the swamp in Bangladesh. So here is a swamp in Bangladesh. You can see that there are a lot of trees around and that the water is kind of murky, right? It's not very clean water. And that's because it's overflow from probably a close river. This happens a lot in the Amazon areas. It'll overflow every now and then during monsoon seasons, when they get a lot of rain. So let's write down what we saw. It was a wet area with lots of trees. Now let's look at a delta. Remember, a delta is a wetland that forms when a river empties into a larger body of water. So maybe a river is going into an ocean or a river is going into a lake. Let's look at the delta in Botswana. Right, so you can see, look at the shape of a delta. As the river gets larger and then starts to flow into a larger piece of water, I'm trying to see if maybe this was once a larger piece. But it disperses. There's a lot of sediments. Maybe you've been in a river before and you see like little rocks falling down. That all gets carried down to the end of the river and it builds up in this delta. And that's this area that we're looking at. It has a very specific shape, and other deltas look very similar as well. So let's write down what we saw. And I'm going to write down this shape because it kind of like looks like a hand, right? It looks like we'll say fingers of rivers Yeah, fingers of rivers. That's how we'll describe it. How are swamps similar to deltas? How are they similar? Now, they both pick up a lot of dirt. So they are both dirty. Now, how are swamps different from deltas? How are they different? So swamps have trees and plants, and deltas do not. After you write this down in your class pick, you are complete with your social studies for today. We'll continue learning about different landforms in our next social studies lesson.